Crypto kids, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be jumping into the price of Bitcoin, which on the daily time frame doesn't look too bad at all because we are about to see a bullish crossover on the stochastic alongside the CMF, which is the total money flowing into Bitcoin starting to head up. Now, the last time that Bitcoin saw a bullish crossover in the oversold region was in October of last year. And this was when Bitcoin was trading at $30,000. Now, of course, since then, Bitcoin pumped to 49K. I'm not saying we're going to have a $19,000 pump on Bitcoin just now, but I am saying that it's possible we come back up to the 44, and that is a terribly drawn line. Let's actually use the proper tool for it. It is possible that we can come back up to the 44,900 to 45.4K levels. I think in the short term that could be a possibility as we held the 42.5 nicely, right? Let's see how this candle closes, how today's candle closes. We of course broke down from this rising wedge, which we discussed last week live, and we mentioned that 42.5, and if we don't hold that 40.7 could be good targets to look at Bitcoin. We held the first one nicely so far, and that could cause a short-term reversal back up. However, on the weekly time frame, we got to be very careful because the candle we saw last week was a very weak one, as it was a massive exhaustion of buyers. And on top of this, we can see that the 3-period and 7-period moving averages are about to see a crossover into each other, and a bearish one. So this is a part of a trading system called Consensio. And whenever we first see the short and mid-term moving averages cross into each other, we can usually expect a move towards the downside. And you can see here the last ones that we've kind of experienced so far in Bitcoin in the past 3-4 years was in 1st July of last year that led to a dump from 31 to 25K. We also saw another one here, but the most drastic one which we can compare after a pretty bullish move upwards was, I would say, back in the top of the previous bull market. And that was at $59,000. And you guys know the story of what happened to Bitcoin after we saw that. So if these two moving averages do close into each other, which could be happening in the next candle, depends on how this week's candle closes. If we close in the red or in the green, we may see a confirmation there. And alongside this weakness candle, we could see a drop to 37 to 34K areas. But if we do see that, then we are prepared, as we do have trades for Bitcoin set to buy up and accumulate more Bitcoin between 31, if that's ever going to happen, to 37.9K. So if I show you my trades active here, we can see that these are my current buy orders that I have set on Bitflex. And in terms of my current long position, I'm still holding it here on the $10,000 trading challenge account that we want to take to $100,000 by the end of this year. And it's still in profits. My stop loss is above break even, but I'll just keep it, right? And if we do see a drop from here, then I'll just be accumulating Bitcoin for cheaper. But if you guys are looking for a place to be buying or trading Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you can head over to the description of today's video and sign up to Bitflex and try it out. And I want to switch over into the on-chain metrics. We do have the liquidity heat map that I'll show you very quickly. We have $5 billion worth of liquidity piled up at $34,000. Now, the last time that I checked this, it was 4.5 billion. So we increased by approximately 500 million in liquidity at 34. And the higher this is, the higher it's going to attract Bitcoin to those levels. Now, it would be actually very bullish if that happens, right? So the higher Bitcoin goes up or any asset goes up, the harder the drop. And if we can have this retracement now, after the halving, it's just going to enable us to go in a much more parabolic move. And yes, on the halving chart, the monthly candle doesn't look too great either. It is a reversal candle. In February, we don't usually tend to perform well with Bitcoin, but March, April, May onwards, I think that the market can continue picking up from where it left off. The narrative is going to shift from the Bitcoin spot ETFs to the halving very soon, and the Ethereum ETFs, which I do have some news on. Now, I would be careful with the Ethereum ETFs. I think that they're going to be approved at some point, but I don't think that, according to James as well, it's not going to be approved as soon as everybody thinks it's going to be approved. It's just going to take some time, right? So they're significantly lower than the urgency is significantly lower than where we were with the Bitcoin ETFs. We had court orders that was, kind of pressuring the SEC to get them through. So Ethereum has been seeing a pump, but we can expect that to fade away eventually if the news is a little bit more disappointing than what markets anticipated. But if not, then Ethereum could be going higher. We do have a position set on Ethereum if we do drop to, I believe it was $2,350. So once this activates, I will be letting you guys know on where I'm planning on taking profit and putting my stop loss. But in terms of the on-chain data, we know that after the halving, Bitcoin is going to have the overall 900 Bitcoin supply per day that is released in the market is going to be cut drastically. And once this happens, we already have the exchange inflows, or the total exchange Bitcoin holdings are dropping significantly. But we have the capital of normal investors wanting to put money into these exchanges increasing. So there's more investors demanding to buy crypto assets. We have the ETF providers needing to buy more Bitcoin to put it in their basket as long as Bitcoin goes up. And all of these is creating a massive demand for the asset of Bitcoin itself. However, after the halving, the total available supply is going to be cut so much, then we may be seeing a situation where demand outweighs supply by a great margin, causing the price of Bitcoin to just go up based off of that basic fundamental economic theory. And if this happens, it would be fantastic. And we know that the total hash rate for Bitcoin is reaching new all-time highs, and this is the total amount of computing power that is attached to Bitcoin's network. And the more hash rate, the better. It's going to make Bitcoin more decentralized and more robust, basically. So this is another very bullish metric for the Bitcoin blockchain, and overall we look very, very well. And for everyone that have been calling the ETFs not successful, or the volume has been dropping off, yes, it's been dropping off, but according to Eric, day 3 volume so far has 500 million for the newborn 9 ETFs, which is healthy, about the same pattern drop-off rate as Bito, which launched at the top of the previous bull market and made it into the top 25 most successful ETF launches in history. And IBIT, which is the BlackRock one, is keeping lead to being one of the most likely options to overtake GBTC as liquidity king. We know that there's a lot of outflows from GBTC into, well, hopefully the spot ETFs or Bitcoin. However, yes, we can't know for sure. But in summary, the ETFs are doing completely fine. There's nothing to be worried about. This was super interesting because a lot of people have been saying that the SEC will never approve the ETFs, or that the SEC chair may not approve them in the last second, or it's going to be funny when no one cares when they launch, and etc. But I just think that everybody thinking this way is super bullish, as the markets tend to do exactly the opposite of what people think it will do. And just to clarify this situation with Vanguard, Vanguard is not offering Bitcoin to their clients because it doesn't go ahead with their values as a company. They're not a fan of commodities overall, as they believe that they lack intrinsic value, which is fine. Vanguard, we don't need Vanguard. It's okay. We have BlackRock, which is bigger than Vanguard, offering the Bitcoin spot ETF. And speaking about BlackRock, they just dropped a new commercial for their Bitcoin spot ETFs. And honestly, go watch it. I've retweeted it over at CryptoKid.com. Honestly speaking, I think it's super cool for people that have just heard what Bitcoin is in the traditional finance space, but don't really know why the Bitcoin ETFs are super important. And I think that this video or a commercial explains it very well and could attract a much wider audience. So massive props to BlackRock for producing this commercial. I think it's super successful. You can check it out. It's only 1 minute 56 seconds long. I won't play it in the video, but you can go over to my Twitter and have a look at it. And while you're there, do check out this one too, because on the weekend, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, mentioned that he believes all financial assets are going to be tokenized. Now, this video made me super bullish about blockchain technology. And every single provider that tries to find a solution to put financial assets on the blockchain, I think could do very well. And this includes XRP. So that's why in the next video, I am planning on buying XRP from Spot, as I think that the XRP Spot ETF is definitely not priced in at all. And this is something that everybody is missing out on. So I definitely recommend watching this. It will make you super bullish on blockchain and Web3 as a space. In the totality. But ladies and gents, I think that coming up towards March, where we have a chance of having the interest rates dropping significantly alongside the halving, these two combined could cause Bitcoin to have another leg up, potentially even higher than what we saw with the Bitcoin spot ETFs. So I'll be watching out for those two events, and if there is anything that comes in my way, of course I'll be alerting you here on the CryptoKid channel. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell to not miss out on any updates, and leave a like if you haven't already. Guys and girls, I'm CryptoKid. Have a great night or morning wherever you are, whenever you are, as Da Vinci likes to say. But guys, good night, and I'll see you all very soon. So everyone, take care, have a nice day, and bye-bye.